Hello and welcome to your Seaside Bay class with Barb Ryder, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. This is my Barbie's Blessings is my team, and I hope that you will continue to support my Facebook group. That's probably where you found out about the class, and I just appreciate you being able to subscribe to my YouTube channel where this is located, and that way you'll get notifications when I have other things uploaded. So I'm going to share what you need. You're going to have your whole package that comes in the white, the clear, large envelope when you get that in the mail. You will have your small brushes that are part of the kit. You'll have your sea glass embellishments, the envelopes with 2 cards of each design. You're also going to have the 6x6 paper, half a package, and then along with your shimmer paper to use all of those things. So what I'm going to do is show you the cutting as we go along, so you know how to cut your designer paper for each card. So let's get all of our stuff in place so that you will have everything at your fingertips when you're ready to stamp. You will need your cutter to cut and score, so you're going to need that. All of your basic tools, double stick adhesive or stamp and seal is what I'm using. You know, your green glue or Tombow glue, scissors, dimensionals. You will need a water painter or a paintbrush with a little cup of water in it for one of the techniques, so make sure you have that. 2 things will be die cut unless you hand cut them out. So if you have your little mini cut and emboss, that's perfect for this, or big boss, whichever one you have. Of course, your cleaning, whatever you use for cleaning, and then all the blocks and the stamps that we'll be using. Now, here are the ink colors that you will need, and it is Gray Granite, Night of Navy, Flirty Flamingo, and Balmy Blue. Those are the 4 ink colors that you will need so we can finish out the cards. And so, let me see here. I'm just going to look for one thing here. Hold on. Okay, so I will tell you that I started recording this. This is my second take because I scored the first card wrong, and I didn't want that to be the case when I didn't want to mess you up. So here we go. Alrighty. What we're going to do is start out with this card right here, okay, this one, and it's just so pretty. This is so pretty, and this is that special one that stands up. All right, so we're going to need Night of Navy ink for this one, and you'll want to take out you can stamp 2 at a time, and you can always pause this and that kind of thing. So I'm just going to demonstrate one card, and then we'll go from there, okay? So all the parts and pieces I have, you've got 2 of each of these, you've got 2 large and 2 small of the little shells, you've got your Night of Navy, your basic white, and then you have your main card here. So you're going to take this, and you need to score this at 5.5. So go over to 5.5 right here, and not 5.5, 4.25. Gosh, 4.25 and score. Then you're going to pull this back to 2 1/8, which is between the 2 and the quarter. So 2 1/8, and then you're going to score that. And what that does is it gives you your folds so that you have your special fold here. Okay? So there is that. Now, the other thing we want to prep is your designer paper. So the piece that you need is this one right here, 6x6. Okay? And that needs to be, I believe, 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So 4 7/8 has to go this way, the long way. So what I'm going to do is actually, let's cut the 3 5/8 first. So what I do is I look at my 3 and the longer line in between 3 1/4 is my first 8. So 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, and 5/8, and that is between 3 1/2 and 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut that. All right, so you got that piece left. Now I'm going to turn this, and this has to be 4 7/8, which is right before the 5, because 8/8 is the 5, so 4 7/8 is just before the 5. All right, so you have 2 pieces left over like that. Okay, so here's our piece ready for us to create our card. All right, so that's for the first card. So let's go ahead and do our stamping. You need Night of Navy. That'll be our ink, and Heartfelt Sympathy, and you need the shells, and then you also need the birds. Now these birds are all connected, and we're only going to use one of them, and I'll show you how to do that. And that's what you need. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our stamping. I am going to go ahead and bring in my stamping mat and scrap paper, so that I can, because I'm going to go off of this a little bit. All right, so let's put those here. So first thing we're going to do is stamp our sentiment. I just thought this was such a pretty, you could do the thank you on this one too. This would be a pretty thank you one if you'd like. But Heartfelt Sympathy, let's ink that up in the Night of Navy, and I'm going to stamp that first, and let's see, put that up towards the top so there's room for your bird, and you'll want to make sure you're kind of you know, inside your lines there. I'm going to see if I can make this a little bit better. I don't know. Hopefully that is, you'll be able to see it. I'll bring it up and down as I'm creating. Okay, I guess I could come down just a little bit more. All right, so before I make a mess with my Night of Navy, let's go ahead and clean that off. I just like to do that. I don't like finding my stamps in my box that haven't been cleaned. I don't know about you. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this bird, and you can choose whichever one you want. I would do this one on the end or this one on the end, whichever. I'm going to go ahead and just take this smaller one here, and all I'm going to do is ink up that one bird. Okay. See, I've just got the one inked, and I'm going to kind of put that right here. Okay. And then we're going to put the shells and the sand around it. Let's clean that up. Okay. So here we are with the shells, with the 3 shells. Let's ink that up. And I'm going to take this kind of off of the circle a little bit, kind of over here, just like that. And then the speckly, just the speckles, I'm sorry, there we go. I'm going to take that and ink it up, kind of fill it in around here, so that the bird is got some sand that it is standing on. See that? Okay, there we go. I think I'm going to take this, ink it up again, and maybe come up here a little bit so that there's a little more sand coming up that way. All right, so there is what we have. I do see that when I look at my sample, I think I did, I inked up and stamped off, and then I kind of stamped right over top so that a little bit lighter fills in around. Okay? All right, now we do want to stamp on the inside right here before we finish. So take your card And again, it's going to open like this. So you want that to be down here at the bottom. And let's just ink this up. And I don't want to get it in my ink, so there we go. And then this, I'm just going to kind of put like towards the bottom. Okay, and then again, you can leave it like that, or you can, I guess I'll just leave it like that. Maybe I'll take this and I think I'll add a little more sand so it comes off of there a little bit. Okay, and let's take this and see, I'm going to turn it around. I'm just going to fill in some sand. And one more. So whatever feels good to you. There you go. You can see what I did. Just kind of added more. That's all. All right, so that is it. So that's all the stamping we need to do with that. Let's clean this off. So, like I said, I don't make a mess, because we will come back to these. I think we'll use these again in another card, so that they're cleaned off and ready to go. Okay, now let's put this together. So on the front, we're going to put our pieces together first. Whoops, I'm dropping everything everywhere. My little shell went inside. There we are. Okay. Oh, you know what? Before I should have stamped my envelope. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add this designer paper. Isn't that pretty on the back? There's really pretty paper in here. All right, so let's use our adhesive and go ahead and get this on here. Now, it's not going to be a big outside edge. I mean, it's just 1/8 of an inch smaller. So make sure that you've got a small amount around the edges, like that. Okay, there you can see it better that way. And since we're done stamping, I'll move this over. All right, so there's that. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put on a couple of these circles. Okay, we're going to go with the Night of Navy first, and this is flat. These are flat onto here. So I'm going to put one kind of right there. Then the Mint Macaron, that is just going to come down a little bit, kind of like that. Now we're going to put on the mesh, the silver, and you, like I said, you have more than enough to do 2 cards. But basically, you just need enough to go around the edges and tape that down or put adhesive down, whichever works for you. So let's get a piece here and like that. And again, you have more than enough to do 2 cards. So you can save that and use it for something else, right? All right, so what I'm going to do is I want this kind of like right here, like that. So I'm just going to turn it over, and you can use tape if you want to tape it down, but I'm going to take the adhesive and hold that down like that. And then I'm going to go ahead, let's put this, since we're not going to stamp anything else on here, we're just going to attach items. Let's go ahead and put this on the navy, and you have a bigger border with this one, so just like that. And it just, the silver just really makes this pop. It's awesome. All right, so this is going to get popped up with dimensionals. So grab a few large dimensionals, and let's put those on. All right, and so I'm just kind of going to cover both of, that I'm on both of the circles here, and this will kind of go right at the very top there. Just make sure your heartfelt sympathy is straight. Okay, yeah, it is. All right, so there we are. Okay, and then we're ready to put this on the front of our card. But the most important thing is you want to make sure that you only go on this front part. No adhesive up on the whole thing, just on this section. So what I'm going to do is this is going to kind of get centered onto here. And what I want to do is make sure that I know where, see how that folds there? So my adhesive cannot go past this section. So when I turn that over, I have to make sure my adhesive doesn't go up here. So what I'm going to do is just do it this way, and that way I've got plenty of adhesive, and it's going to go on the bottom of my card here. Now, so then let's just, there's a little bit of white around the edges, like 1/8 of an inch white around all the edges. So pretty. Just like that. And see, now my card will stand up when it gets opened. So the last thing we're going to do is take some dimensionals, and we're going to put these seashells down. So I'm going to take one large on this one, and I think a large will fit on this one also. Yeah, both of them. Alrighty, because that's what's going to hold your card up. That's what's going to stand your card up. Stuck right on my nail. Can you believe that? Funny, funny. Okay, so let's put the, how did I do it? I have the big opening right here, kind of a big opening. I'm going to put that shell right here, and then take this smaller one and just put it right over here on the edge. You could do it the same. Let's see, I think I'm going to go kind of sideways. Yeah, let's just do that right there. Okay, now when you take your card, it will hold it open like that. All right, now of course if you wanted to continue on, you can do that however you'd like to stamp it, but that is card number 1. Okay, bring that up close. Oh, I'm not done. You're going to take your little seashells and these right here match beautifully, so let's go ahead and add those. Use whatever you want. I'm just going to grab some of them and put them on here, and they just look, whoop, didn't even pick that one up. There we go. And just, and the fun part is that they look, all are, they're different. Your whole line of them are different. So let's see here. Let's put another one kind of right there. And let's take one more. And I'm actually going to go ahead and pop that right up here. And there you go. Okay. Again, you can do them however you like, whatever works for you. I actually kind of don't like this one. I don't want it in like that U-shaped pattern here, so I'm gonna move this one because I can, right? Do I want it here? Do I want it? I think I'm gonna move it like right there, so it's not so U-shaped to follow all the way around. But there you go. All right, that's card number 1, and then you have 2 of those in your kit. 2 of each of these in your kit. All right, so give me a second here so I can get everything for the next card. And that's our envelope. Let's do this. Put this here. All right, card number 1. And let's see, where shall I put that? Right here. Okay, get myself my space. All right, the next card that we're going to make, I have to do a disclaimer here because I must have lost my die for this mussel. I cannot find it anywhere, but I did change it up, so we're going to create it that way because I wanted to provide the die cut for you. So when you pull everything out of your packet, you've got 2 of each, and I did score this for you. So you're going to need a white. Now yours are whole. We're only going to use the top part, so I didn't cut mine out, but you have the whole thing in yours. And then you need a small and a large of the seaweed, and you need 1 of the pool party. So, and looks like you need that piece. Okay, I think I got them all. All right, let me make sure. Yep. Okay. Yes. All right. So that should be all your parts and pieces for us to create the card, that's the stuff in the envelope. Now, this is where you need these two pieces of designer paper. You need this one, okay, and you need this one. Now it has gold like running through there, and one of two things. You will have to fussy cut this little piece right here, but if you notice, there's 3 shells right here that you can cut out with your die cut machine. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that part first. We're going to get that ready. So let's grab the mini boss here, and my 1 and 3 and 3, wait, 2 and 2, sorry, 1, 2 and 2, I can't read numbers, and what we're going to do is grab the die here, and this die is this one, okay, with the 3 shells. So now the other one you're just going to have to watch me fussy cut, but what you want to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to go around my shells that I want to cut out, just like this. And again, it might be easier for you to fussy cut. Now this one big one's going to be fussy cut, so I'm going to take that, set that over here, and let's go ahead and cut these out. So look at that, they fit perfectly right on there. And you know what, I did not grab my, let's grab a post-it note so these hold in place and don't get shifted as I cut them out. First of all, you only need one of the plates down. Post-it, here you are. Okay. Alright, let's get this in place so I can get these die cut. So sorry this is boring to watch me die cut, but you can see my process. And so these are down, and I'm just going to make sure that my post-it note is holding those right in place, just like that. And I'm going to fold this up so it's not going to catch on the side. Alright, and then I need to put my top plate, and then we're going to run this through. Sorry if the camera bounces just a little bit. And that's going to cut those out. Now, like I said, if you don't have the dies, you can fussy cut. Everything that you have, you are able to create without the dies if you did not get them. But there, I have my 3 shells that we're going to put down. 2 and 3. Okay, and then I'm done with my die, so I'm going to put that back because I'm really fearful that my muscle die got thrown out because I cannot find it anywhere. Talk about sick to your stomach. That's how I felt when I could not find that anywhere. So, alright, we're going to set this aside because we're going to need it again. Alright, really quick, I'm going to cut this little piece out, and again, it doesn't, it's a shell, so it doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm just kind of following around. And take me a second here. I love these paper snips because they would just work so nice when you have to do fussy cutting. They're just a nice little small size, and they can get inside little spots like that and just hold it and twist it around. And let me see where I'm at here. There we go. Get back in there. Okay, there we are, and then come up here. Sorry if I got out of the camera. I'm looking at my cutting. Then right here, I need to cut a little bit of this off. And remember, this is going to go on white, so it doesn't, if you have a little bit of white on the outside, that's perfectly fine. Alright, so there, the cutting part is done, so we've got that out of the way. The next thing is we need to cut this piece. And again, I wanted it to kind of look like the water going side to side, so make sure that you cut your shorter piece here, and that piece is going to be believe 3 inches, or yep, 3 inches by 4. So a 3 by 4 is what you need to cut. So you could do one of two things. You can go ahead, let's take this, and I'm going to cut it so that I need it, I want my 3 inches here, but I want this, the length, to be 4 inches. And to maximize my paper, I'm going to do this. Okay, so I still have this big piece you can use, and then turn this way and cut it at 3, and then there you go. That's for your 2 cards. Then you got 2 pieces for each, one for each card. Okay, so I'm going to stick that in there. All right, and let's see. Now this is also a fun fold. Like I said, I've already got it done for you, but on the inside we're going to do a little stamping. Oh, you know what? I did use Wink of Stella on the inside here, just FYI. And the color ink is the gray granite. That's what we're going to use next, the gray granite. Excuse me. So, let's grab this up. Let's grab this. So your larger pieces for the inside, and you need the large clam or oyster or whatever that is. And we're going to use that speckle piece again. And first thing I'm going to do is stamp this one and just ink that up good. And then I'm going to just stamp that down here in the corner. Okay, it's beautiful. And then I'm going to take this guy and ink that up. And then because it's got this rounded piece, it goes in here perfect around this image, just like that. Okay, then I'm going to come up here, and again I think I'm going to turn it around, and let's put a little bit right there, just so it looks like it's on the bottom of the ocean with the sand, right? Okay, just like that. There's that. Now you can take your Wink of Stella, and I'll find it. I forgot to mention that at the beginning, but it's up to you. And just color that in with some Stella, and then you have a sparkly shell or a pearl there. All right, so we need to leave this open. Now remember I said that you have a full one of these right here, so you can use it however you want. If you want it to open in the front, you can. I'm just cutting it off, and I'm just using the top part, so I'm just going to cut it right where it connects, just like that. And I know it's a little harder to see there, but the sentiment we're using is, you are pearl, rare and precious. And we are using this stamp twice. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to clean that in a second, and I'm going to, how do I want this to go on the front? I think I want it to kind of go like that, so I'm going to stamp it kind of sideways. All right. Almost dropped that in my ink. So there's that. We're done stamping, so I'm going to go ahead and close this up, and I'm also going to clean my stamps. So let's clean that one. We're going to use that again in a different color. Clean this one. All right. And let's go ahead and put everything together. Okay, so, oh, we're not done stamping. Goodness gracious, Barb. We are going to need these other these other stamps. Which ones? We need this one and this one, because I'm going to bring this in and show you. See? I did stamp these on the pool party. So yeah, my mistake. We also need pool party, so let me grab that. I did not grab that one. Okay, pool party. All right, I'm going to grab a big stamp, and I'm just going to put both of these on here, and that way I can just stamp them at the same time. So again, you're going to need your scrap paper, because you'll be, you know, stamping on the two sides. All right, we'll put this up here so I don't get everything in the way. But basically this is going to fold like this. Okay, I've got the large piece at the bottom, the shorter at the top. See that? How it's scored? And again, the score marks will be in the tutorial for you. All right, so pool party, and I'm just going to start stamping random so that this kind of fits. And turn this so you don't have the same look all the time. Okay. There we go. I'm just gonna keep going here. Now when you get to the spot here, you don't want to come on the back of your card. So now you're going to turn it, close it, and just ink that up. Turn this around again and get this circle one in here. And let's do that. And one last one right there. Okay, so now it's all stamped. Let's take that speckle again, and this time I'm going to ink it up and stamp off because I don't want it full strength here. Just want some of that speckle in between spots. Turn it around. There we go. So I have light speckles on this part, and again you're going to open it back up when you get to the point where you get to the edges, you know, so that you're not getting it on the back of your card. And I need one more kind of in the middle there, and then over here again. Sorry if I got out of the camera. Right there I need something. There we go. Alright, let me see if I can get this in the camera. See those light speckles? That's what you want. You just want light speckles in there. And then we're going to do the same exact thing on this part. Okay, so let's do this. And just turn that as you are stamping so that you have, you know, a different look on how the shells are. Let's go like that. And let's go here. Now I'm going to fold this so I can get a little bit on the edge right there, just like that. Okay, now let's come back in with the speckles. So ink it up, stamp it off, put those speckles right in there. And it's okay if you overlap on the shells because it's light enough. It doesn't, it's alright. But just make sure to stamp off so you don't have it really a strong look, unless you want it that way. I just wanted that lighter look. See there? Okay. All right, so now we're done stamping. All right. Okay. So let's clean these stamps. So that's a little trick for you, that when you have, you're doing a background, you could just randomly put your stamps down together on one block and, you know, make your stamping faster because you've got them all on one block. Okay, so there's that. So now we're ready, and I did not clean this one, so let's go back, clean that little pearl clamshell. Okay. So now we can put our card together. Alright, so this is the inside, and here's my adhesive. And this is going to go on the inside. These cards are so pretty. You will see that, you know, when I show them on camera, they just don't have the same pretty effect as in person. And you will see that as you stamp. Okay, so there's the bottom, there's the top. And let's go ahead and put this piece together. So this gets layered onto your pool party. So let's do that. And just like that. Okay. And then this goes onto your white. And one of the other things too, as a tip, is always put your adhesive on the smaller piece that you're going to. So you notice that I put the small onto that one and that one onto that one. That's the difference in the sizes. All right, so here's your layer. Now you're ready to put everything, the rest of it together. So let's do this. And this one is kind of going to go right up here. I always, like I told a million gazillion times, if you watch my lives, I always like to put my pieces down first to see what they're going to look like, and then I attach everything, okay? So your pearl will make sure that you can see your pearl. I did want this kind of sideways, so there's that. And then this is going to come like that, and then these shells will go here, and one will go here. And there's a third one there if you want it, the little one. You could actually maybe put that on the inside if you want it. I don't know. We'll make a spot for it here in the this section. So, unless you wanted to just cut the two out and win that one with when you hand cut it. So that's kind of what I'm wanting. I might come down a little farther to the bottom. So, all right, so the first thing is let's go ahead and put these seaweed pieces down. Now, if you have your silicone mat, this is a great time to use it, especially if you're using green glue or any time that you have little sections like this. So I am going to use the green glue on this, and I mainly want some glue just towards the bottom of this piece. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring this up. You can see I don't have a ton of glue on there, you know. You don't need a lot. So, bring this in here. See? Look at that. I'm glad it was there. I'm going to bring this down some, so this is going to kind of go like right there. And then, let's see. I want this to kind of go like that. And then this piece is going to kind of go this way. Okay, so let's get a little bit of glue on here, and again I'm just doing it towards the bottom, and grab this, and this is going to go kind of this way like that. Beautiful. Alright, now I did pop this little piece right here up. So that's why I have my little mini dimensionals here. So this will take a mini, or a mini will fit on the back. I guess that's the way to say it. And that's going to kind of go up over here. Now this one, what I did is I put a mini on this section and regular flat on this section. So here's what I did. I have regular adhesive here. And then I took, I guess right here, I took two of the minis side by side on the top of it, okay? Because this gives it a little bit more dimension on the front of the card. So, let's see, I want that to cover those edges there. So that's going to come down. Just like that, okay? And I'm going to, and then this one is flat, so let's just put that right on right now. And let's put this one right here. Okay? Alright, so there is what I've done. Now, can you see how that gives, let me see, get it the right way in the camera here. So this one's popped up, and then this one gives you some dimension, because this part's flat and that part is popped up. Alright, so there's that, and let me get this dried up adhesive out of the way so it's not sticking on everything. And then this piece is popped up, and I'm just going to use my big dimensionals on this one. I've got one here that's cut, so I use every stinking piece of my dimensionals, you know. I'm not going to use that little other little piece that I cut out there. Okay, so this little guy is just going to go kind of like that. And then now we're going to add our little pieces of glass stone, faux sea glass. Alright, so I used the darker and the lighter green on this one. So let's take your pick tool, and I did put a large one up here on my sentiment, and I guess you could probably put, I'm going to take a small green, brighter green one. I don't know what color this is exactly, but, and maybe we'll put one right there. And how about another one of these right here? So we'll do, you can do what you want. I'm going to put a couple of them there, and then I'm just going to place these in spots down here by the other shells, however you want. The white would probably be okay in here too. I'm going to grab up some white here, and you could, because you've got 3 colors in your little glass gems here. Okay, right there. Oh, there we go, right like that. There's 4, so let's make it an even number, and let's grab another one of these, and let's put it where? Make it an odd number, that's what I meant. Well, no, I guess not. I guess we have enough up there. We're good. All right, I'm going to stop there. Okay, so now let's put this on the front of our card. Alrighty, this looks so pretty. Now here we've got another pearl here, so let's take that Wink of Stella and just, you could probably do all of your shells with Wink of Stella. I think I'll just do that. So there we go, and I'm going to do the top of here. There we are. I wonder if it will show up in the screen, if you can see the Wink of Stella. I'm trying to see. Anyway, you'll see it. There it is. I don't know if it showed up or not. There you go. There's a little Stella happening. You can see it sparkle. Nice. Okay. And then let's put this together. Now again, this is one where you don't put adhesive all on the back. This is a special fold, so you only want it to go on the top. So I know that right here is where my opening is, so I don't want my adhesive any farther down than that. So let's go here, and this is going to just put adhesive all the way across here. Okay, and that way I know it's not going to go past my opening. Kind of center that onto your card, and there you are. Card number 2. Okay, and I got that crooked as can be. Gracious me. All right, see if I can get it off. There we go. I want this up a little higher, and maybe straighter, Barb. There we go. All right, now that looks a little better. There you are. See that? All right, card number 2. Okay, let's move these out of the way. And we're going to go to our 3rd card. Again, stamp your envelopes, put designer paper on your envelopes. Actually, let me show you how to do that right now. Okay, so with these pieces that you have left right here, this can actually go onto your card, the back side of your card. Now, what I will say is, let's do this. Let's just get your mat here, and I'm going to take adhesive, and I'm going to come right across the edge at the bottom. Okay, just like that. And again, use this. Now, so if it's all the way off the edge, then just roll it back up. But basically, let me see, I only have about that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to lay this down like right there, and kind of get it straight, because this is going to, there we go. Okay, now you're going to turn it over, and we're going to cut this off so that this has a nice little edging around your envelope where you seal it. Super easy. Maximize your paper. So the one piece that you have left, you should be able to do both of your envelopes with. Okay, just have to do that little bit of fussy cut. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Just have a nice, looks like the water. And I didn't get this quite, I got a little edgy here, a little funky edge there. Okay, so there we are. I love it. See that? All right, card number 2. Okay, and see, you got all this left to do the second envelope. All right, card number 3 is a fun technique, and this is the one that you're going to be using your water for. So whether you have the water painter or a cup of water with a paintbrush, that's what you're going to need. You're also going to need one of your little brushes, your mini blending brushes that you have in your kit. We're going to be using Flirty Flamingo, and this is the card. Now, I gave you these gems. They're not the glass gems, but they went perfect, and they just look like under the sea, right? Beautiful under the sea. This is also embossed for you. All right. So let's grab what we need from the envelope. Got all these little parts here. Make sure I have them all. Okay. So here is my card base, my gems. Okay. Again, you've got enough for 2. So when you're doing this, go ahead and do 2 at a time, because you're going to already have your blending brush out and your water and all that. Now you have 2. You're going to have 2 large and 2 small for each card, and then you got 2 of these cut out. So again, I'm just demonstrating one right now, so I'm going to put the rest of my goodies in my envelope to finish later when I'm not recording. Okay, so what are we doing? Now, because my brushes are already, I already had one that was started with the Flirty Flamingo. I'm not going to use a small one. I already had my larger one to use with Flirty Flamingo. Okay, and so again, this is the one where I stamped you are a pearl, rare and precious. Now, this is the I don't know if you can tell on here, but this is the indented side. This is the smooth side. That's what you want. That's where you're going to stamp. Okay. So let's just get our stamping done and pull that sentiment out again, right here. And that's kind of going to go this way. So let's get this here. Ink this up. And stamp off on that. Okay, good. Okay. All right, so this is kind of going to go like that. I want space for my pearls, so let's just stamp that right here. Just like that. Let me clean. So it is a little bit angled, and that's okay. You can do it however you want, okay? It's just a beautiful shell. All right, so let's move all these out of the way for now. I've got the stamping done. That's the main thing I wanted to do. So I'm going to move these out of the way now. But I am going to leave this because we want this here for when we're doing our water stuff. So this piece right here, we're going to take our brush, and you're just going to rub it across your ink. And so that you don't get a big blob, tap it onto your scrap paper so that if you have excess, you can get that off. But I'm just going to start right here in the middle and just rub out towards the edges, okay? Because we do want it to be darker in the center. So this will take a minute, and that's what you want. You want this to kind of, just the whole thing, you want this hue of, I'll bring it closer so you can take a look. What I've, you're just, all you're doing is you're getting the color on here. And I will tell you that it never looks quite the way I would like it to when I'm doing a video. I'm leaving a little bit of white around the edges. And let me see if I can bring this in here. See, there you can see that a little better, how I've got that going on. Let me see if I can move my screen. Maybe that's looking, there we go. Okay. See, I got a little heavy there, but that's okay. Now, I'm going to get this a little bit darker right here. I'm just going to keep going over it so I have it a little bit darker in the middle. Okay, I'm going to come one more time, I think, and do that. Okay. All right. So, I think I'm done with that. So I'm going to bring this up. Hopefully you can see how I have colors there. You can see how it's darker right in here, and that's what you want. All right. So I'm going to close this ink up, and we're going to do this technique that is really cool. Our inks are water-based inks. So what we're going to be doing is actually flicking water in here, and it's going to create these blotches that look like bubbles in the water, I guess, like in the ocean water. What you want to do, if you're using your painter, you just want to squeeze it so that you got water, full of water coming out. See that? I want this really wet on the tip. And then you can take your Wink of Stella, your bone folder, whatever you have. Let's see, I think I have my pick tool, and I'm going to just tap this so that water splats on my thing here. Okay, get that. I want water to splat on my ink. Okay, it's working. I can see it. You just, and so you don't want it to be too much, but as it starts doing this, you'll see what's happening. Okay, so let me bring this up so you can see. See what's happening? It's taking the color away, and it's giving you like bubbles in the water. All right, I'm going to see if I can come over to the side just a little bit. Get my fingers the right way here. See if I can get more over there. Maybe a little more up here on the top. If you can't, it's okay, but you want some of that to show. That's the big thing. You definitely want those little splats to show. And as we place our stuff, you know, you'll be able to have those show. All right, so cool. All right, and it's really, it dries pretty fast. It's going to soak into the paper. All right, so now we're ready to place everything, and we're done with that particular brush. And let's bring these in here and place them so that we can make this work. All right, so let's take, we've got this little guy here, and then, so it's kind of like that. I want those to show. So let's see if we can bring that. That might come up here a little bit. Everybody, yours is going to turn out different every time. And this shimmer paper, oh my gosh, I did these for you, so I didn't take it out of what you have. But yeah, you've got 6x6 sheets of this. It's beautiful stuff. All right, so let's see. I'm going to bring this over this way so that maybe these can, my little splats can show a little more. So that'll kind of be right there, like so. And so let's see, I want this right here. Bring that down, maybe right there. This little guy is going to kind of come off the top there. And then this one, we're going to put this down so that it comes off of the edge, down, tuck it down in there. And then this piece is just going to go under here, kind of over there. So you just want to make sure that you've got some of your little splats showing. And I do, but I'm wondering about maybe moving this whole thing up just a hair. Like bring that up. There we go. All right, that looks pretty good. So now you go backwards and then you glue stuff down, okay? So I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to move this down. And then I am just simply going to hold this top part. I'm going to put some adhesive right here where that will stick and stay. Same thing here. I'm going to just put a little adhesive down. Woo! Might went too far with that. I'm going to push that over some. Okay. Stick. All right, there we go. All right, so I will do that. Now, this is going to be popped up, so let's go ahead and put some dimensionals on there. I'm just going to use the rest of what I have here. A couple pieces, and I'll be done with this sheet. All right, let's see. Let's go here and let's go there. I like this technique, and I know it looks very different with the different colors that you use when you do this technique. All right, let me see here. I want that to kind of, whoops, go there, I guess, so that my greenery is behind, just like that. And then this piece, I'm just going to put some adhesive down here at the bottom, so that that will stick down underneath here and come out the top like that. So cool. And then this piece is just going to go flat right onto the bottom part and just come off of here like that. And it just looks like it is in the ocean. Look at that. So pretty. And this shows up so nice. Awesome. All right, so here's what really sets off this right here are these flat, let me see what, I don't know what the name is. Hang on, let me grab my little container right here, and maybe I can find them really quick to tell you. They're in the mini catalog. They're the flat adhesive back pearls, okay? Awesome. I just thought those would be great with this project when I created it, and I loved it. All right, so I'm going to take one of the big ones here, and I'm just going to, because it's a large one, I'm going to use my pokey tool end and pick that up. And my large one, pearl, is going to go here onto, oh, there. I'm going to put that right here in this section, just like that. And then let's grab the little ones, and I am going to use the sticky side for these. So let's grab one, and I've got one I think I'm going to bring right there, and this other one is going to go over here, just like that, and get my green putty off of there. There we go. Okay. So there we have our beautiful front with that fun technique, and put those gems in there. So then this is really, this is flat, and this is going to go onto our basic thick white that you have your shell embossed piece, so pretty. And I have this at an angle, just because it looks so pretty that way. I don't know, I like it. You can do it straight if you want, but I thought it was kind of cool at an angle. All right, and there's card number 3. Isn't that nice? I love it. Really cool technique. Okay, now I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, there you can tell. This one has a lighter background, this one has darker. I think I like the darker background for sure. So there we go. Card number 3. All right, card number 4 is using the blue paper with the crab. So let me get that. Oh, hang on. I just dropped my card number 3. Okay, so here's card number 4. And this is where you use the die, or you're going to fussy cut one of these crabs out of, if you don't have the stamp set, you should have the stamp set because you need that for these things. So anyway, you have a piece of paper in your kit to stamp 2 of the crabs. And let's go back. Here is the paper that you need. It has the, you know, the pretty blue, balmy blue, and it has this on the back side. This is the sheet we need. And you're going to cut this piece 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, 3 3/4 by 5. So let's see what we're going to do that in a second. Got one more little piece there. All right, so let's pull our pieces out here. You have your balmy blue base. You have a piece of white for the inside. Okay, and then you have a piece of white for the outside. you have this die cut piece I did for you. You have enough for 2 cards. Then you have balmy blue, and I'll do the measurements here in a second. Then you have a piece that you're going to stamp your crab on. So that's, I can get 2 crabs on that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do our stamping. You're going to stamp on this piece right here. Alrighty? And that, you're going to use the balmy blue, and you need your gray granite. So balmy blue, and what did I do with the gray granite? Let me find you. Hello? Where are you? Oh, down in my pile underneath, it's under all my stamps here. Okay. So let's do this first. We're going to go back to our seashells here. I love this piece. And this is going to be in gray granite. So ink that up. Okay. And then that's just going to go right at the very bottom. Right along your little bottom edge there. Okay. Just like that. And let's clean that off. Okay. Now you're going to need your, we're going to come back to this in just a minute. I'm going to close it up for now. But we need the balmy blue to stamp our crab. So here's your scrap that you can stamp 2 crabs on there. So I'm going to grab Mr. Crab here. All right. So before we do this, oh, you know what? Leave this open. And you need your other brush. You need your one of your other small brush. So you're going to ink up the crab in the balmy blue. Alrighty? There it is. You're going to take your brush here, and you're going to pick up some of that gray, and you're just going to come right in the middle of the crab, and you're going to tap this on here right in the middle of the crab. Okay? And then you're going to stamp your crab onto your cardstock. And can you see what you get? You get the tone of the gray in the middle, but you've got the blue crab on the outside, more realistic than just a solid blue crab. Alrighty? So you'll just, now before you go to your next color, before you stamp your second one, let's clean it off. We're going to do this same thing again. So it's, you're going to ink this up in your balmy blue, and then you're going to get a lot of the, you can get any of the blue off there if there is any. You're going to get your gray granite, quite a bit, and you're just going to come in and you're going to tap that right in the center, because you want that gray right in the center. Now, could you do this with daubers? I think so, but I think it will give you a different look. So let's go ahead and stamp that crab right there. Ooh, I like it. See there? See how you get the different tone? But that is a cool technique using these brushes. So, of course, you can use them however you'd like for, other projects and that kind of thing. But I stamped this down, but I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to stamp a crab in the inside. And what I'm going to do, there's ink on here, but I'm going to huff on it and re-moisten it and see if I can get another nice look. Oh, yeah, look at that. See there? And that's on the inside. And, of course, we have this little guy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink this up in the gray granite. But I am going to stamp it off because this is not full strength, so I don't want this full strength. Okay? So then I'm going to come in here and let me get off of that. I'm just going to come in here and let's just go ahead and stamp that here. And again, huff on it and get another one over there. Okay? See that? He kind of looks like he's crawling off the sand. I love it. Now, this one, I did not use the thank you, so I think I'm going to do the thank you inside here with the gray granite, and I do have to put that on a block. So let me grab Now there's a lot more in here we didn't use. We didn't use all of the birds, the big bird. You've got this mussel here. So yeah, there's still stamps that we did not use in here. But, oh, and there's a pearl also that you could stamp and cut out. This is the thank you. So let's put that down, and we're going to use that. And thank you for everything. And I kind of got it crooked, so hopefully, there. All right, thank you for everything. Or this would be a nice guy's birthday, I think, you know. Thank you for everything. Let me see if I can get it straight in here. It's not quite straight, but there you go. All right. Let's do that, and then let's clean these stamps off. And then we're going to put everything together. And again, you have way more ribbon of the blue stripe ribbon that goes with this suite than what you will need for your 2 cards. So make sure that you can use it for other things, right? Okay, so that's out of the way. All these are done. I'm going to put all this out of the way so I can bring the boss over here. We're going to need to use that to cut our crabs out. And let me grab that die. Now, you might have to fussy cut if you don't have the dies. You can stamp it and do this, which I think is an awesome technique, or you could, we have to cut our paper yet, but look, you've got these crabs that you could actually hand cut out of there if you need to, if you didn't get the dies. Okay, so little machine, come on over here. And we've got our Post-it again, so we're going to have to do one at a time. Since there's only one crab in the, whoops, get it the right way, one crab die. Sometimes they give us 2 of the same, like for flowers or, you know, the shells, you get 2 each. Let's get that on here. I think I'm pretty good. So let's put that down to hold it in place. And you know what, I'm going to have to do this a little different. There we go. There we go. Okay, there's that. And let's run this through. Make sure it's still in place. All right. Okay. I'm just going to cut one out so we can finish the one card. And I'll finish the other one later. Okay. Pull off our Post-it note here. And there is our crab that we're going to put together with our card here. And again, let me put this die away before I get myself in trouble. There we go. Yeah, see you got 2 large shells and then the 2 small shells, which is nice. Okay. So this little guy is going to get popped up, and let's grab, I've got one last piece here, and this is done. Woo! Okay, so there, and grab a couple here. There we go. And this is going to go right into our beautiful front. And grab this off and this off. And I kind of put him kind of like that. Fits in there really nice. These are the Stitch Whimsy dies, which I love. They don't actually cut out, they just give you this really cool look whenever on lots of different sizes of cardstock. So okay, all right, so that's ready there. And you know what, I'm just going to go ahead now. I told you I would tell you these are in your tutorial, but this piece is 2 5/8 by 2 5/8, and so this balmy blue is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. This is I believe 4 by 5 1/4. You've got 2 of those, one on the inside, one on the outside. So let's put this onto the balmy blue. and you've got the edging around, quarter all the way around here. Not quarter, it's an eighth, about an eighth. Okay? All right, so there's that. And then let's cut our paper. We still have to cut this. So that needs to be 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, 3 3/4 by 5. So this is 6 by 6. So if you want to strip off the bottom, let's take 1 inch because, you know, you're going to cut it at 5 because it needs to be 3 3/4 by 5. So there's that. And again, that's a nice little strip you could use on your envelope if you wanted to, or on the well, you've stamped on the inside if you do it like mine. And then this needs to be 3 3/4. So let's come on over to 3 3/4. And there's that piece. Okay. And this is going to go onto the piece of white. Oh, I finished my adhesive there, didn't I? All right, you'll have to give me 1 second here to grab another adhesive, which I didn't plan that was going to happen. Hold on. Always when you're recording, right? Let's see, do I have another one? Yep, I got one in here. It has a little bit more. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay. Okay, so this is going to go, and it's, you know what, you can do it different ways. The bird, it's non-directional, which is kind of nice. So let's see, I think I want to go, yeah, let's go this way. All right, so that's going to go onto your basic white, and before you put this on your base card, you're going to take your ribbon, and hang on 1 second here, let me grab my blue ribbon. Oh. Right here, like I said, yours is cut so that it's going to be plenty for what you need. But just take that ribbon and bring it around, and I'm just going to tie a knot. And you can put it where the blue's at the top or the bottom. I don't think it really matters, but I'm just going to tie this in a knot, and then I'm going to cut this so that it's the right size. So let me grab my ribbon scissors here and cut that at an angle. Cut this at an angle, and there we have the ribbon part done. And let me put this pin in here so I don't lose my pin. There we are. Okay, now it doesn't matter where you tie it. You can always take this and you can slide it all the way over. I have mine right to the edge. Okay, just like that. I think I'm going to have to cut this piece again. I didn't cut it very well, did I? I must not have been looking what I was doing. All right, I need to bring this up here, and there we go. There, that looks much better, Barbara. And then this can now go on to the, oh, doggone it. I'm right at the end there. Okay, so guess what we're going to do? We're just going to use green glue because we're going to dimension the other piece. So let's grab the green glue. I don't use green glue a lot, but I have mastered it so I can use it pretty good. So that's all right. But big thing is make sure that you've got your ribbon on first. And then this is just going to go right onto your balmy blue card base. Okay. This is so pretty in person, I think. Look at that. And it's just, the blue is just pretty. It's just calm. You know, it just makes me think of calmness. All right, so this is going to go on the inside. So let's just get some adhesive on here. That's going to go on the inside. Just like so. making sure that you've got some glue around the edges. See my crooked stamping? Okay. All right, now we need some dimensionals. Let's pop this up. And then we're going to add some of the sea glass on here. And we'll be done with our fourth card. So, okay. Now, this, I just put this over top of my ribbon. And depending on how far down you put your ribbon is how where your centerpiece, I guess you'd say, is going to go. Now, I'm going to take the white because I thought there's no green in here, and the white just adds that little extra dimension. I'm going to put my glue away. So yeah, let's grab the white ones and let's just put them here and there and everywhere. Okay, there's one. If I can grab it. Come on. With my putty, I think I need to unscrew some more putty here. It's not popping out so I can grab it. There we go. Alright, so I want one of them up there. Let's take this, and we're just going to add these down in the sand like we have been. Right there. And let's kind of go up here. And one more, like right there. Nice. Alrighty, so now you can see the white pebbles in the sand. So I hope you like that little technique too. And then there's the inside of your card. Awesome. Alright, so there are your 4 cards, and again, you will have all of the measurements in the tutorial specifically, because you do have this link in order to watch and stop and pause and do all the fun things so that you can get everything at your own timing. How's that? At your own timing. So let me bring all of the cards back in and put those down for us to take a look at all of them together. They're so nice. They look so pretty. So there is card number 4. There is card number 3. And card number 2. And card number 1. Let's see if we can get this one in here. There we go. Right there, card number 1. So there are your 4 cards, and hopefully you enjoyed everything about them. If you have any questions whatsoever, please make sure to reach out to me and let me know how I can help. And if you are interested in the other classes that I have coming up, make sure to go to my website right there and click on events, and they should be there. I also will normally have them uploaded on my Facebook page, so I hope that you will take a look, see what's coming up next. Oh, I know the next one, depending on when you get this, I have bingo coming up on March 4th. RSVP is coming up very quickly, February 18th, and also I have the Speedy Recovery in March, which is a really pretty class. All right, thanks again, and I hope you have a good time enjoying making these cards. Bye-bye.